low is 47. And honestly, with no items, Corrupted is pretty close to that damage span. So with I guess obviously green is going to have a little bit of an advantage right now, just early on until yellow can get some items. But basically it'll pay off if he gets a rune or two, and if he doesn't, it won't pay off. I mean, it's kind of a gamble. He obviously is going to have ward support from his team there, from Teal right there, so he will know where the wards are, and he probably is going to have faster move speed, obviously, than Defiler, so he'll be able to beat her there. It's a matter of luck, really. It's a gamble.
Yep, well, we do see Pestilence coming top, obviously with Demented Shaman, a pretty standard lane. Then we have Plague and Behemoth for MSI on bottom. And needed a turn, Do Not Disturb on right there. Then we have Slither Hellbringer on bottom. So a lot of good range dot damage on bottom. I wonder if that Behemoth is even going to be able to get any farm in. He's going to most likely be delayed on his Blink Dagger due to the fact that you have two ranged slowers in the same lane. But we'll see exactly how that plays out. Pesty, D-Sham laying the wards down. And I'm sorry, I just realized I didn't have footage talk on. The top ward for Legion side, that not only gives ward sight. Bleh, for some reason tongue-tied. It not only gives ward sight, but it also gives quite a bit of cliff sight for Corrupted Disciple to shoot up the cliff if he's standing on the bottom of it. And if you'll also notice this quick illusion rune, basically giving him not quite double damage, but enough to where he can out-CS this Defiler pretty hard. Even Defiler talking about how much she loves that rune. Well, you got to realize that the quick bottle on Disciple, you know, after going over that base damage, the fact that Defiler has a 2 or 3 damage advantage, really not a big deal. So I think you're absolutely right in saying that as long as he gets this rune, which he's most likely going to do, Disciple, maybe the bottle first is the proper play against the Defiler solo mid. So, you know, it's the 2-minute rune's almost up. And you're most likely going to see Disciple trying to trade a lot of damage with Defiler here, knowing he's going to get that 2-minute rune. Defiler needed to be very careful here. Almost getting, you know, within nuke range. And waving, not just missing creeps and getting 0 CS out of that, but not hitting Disciple either. Relatively poor play from the Defiler early. But we do see a little bit of damage being taken by Magnus here. Took a D-Sham heal to the face. But not too much action. Vindicator still sitting on full mana. You know, I'd like to see him maybe trying to use a little bit more of Sage's lore, which is Curse, but we'll see. Maybe he's saving for level 3, doesn't want to blow his mana too early, but he does have a couple clarities, so I don't know. Behemoth did try and get a lock on Hellbringer on bottom, but the Fissure did not
dangerous here, bottom
put
rune.
Hellbringer on the close side. And
Misses
Defiler
it.
beating Disciple to the rune. Great play by Defiler. Just, you know, you have to beat him with those runes. Like you said, if Corrupted Disciple does not, you know, get to those runes, then the opening bottle is really a waste. And we'll see Defiler picking up. No, I thought he was going to get both CS there, but he's still wave getting CS. He's going to do a lot of damage to Disciple, and this non-bottle first build is going to help. Great nuke though by Defiler, or by Disciple there. Definitely putting the hurt on Defiler, making her have to play much more passive due to the fact that she is completely out of regen, and I don't think she's anywhere near bottle money. Nope, she's still got 150 more gold to go. So the fight in middle, really, you know, it's a fantastic technical battle, but Defiler is going to lose it to the bottle first Disciple.
Well, it kind of evens out on bottom because definitely going in the favor of T7H. I mean, you've got a great babysitter in the form of Hellbringer, and obviously another great babysitter in the form of Slither. So they're obviously really having an easy time down there. They almost actually took Brown to death. Actually, that's orange. The Plague Rider to death, and you know, it's only 3.5 minutes in. They don't have any stuns, but they have slows and they have dots, and they're going to definitely use that to their advantage down there.
Oh yeah, and especially once they start hitting level 3 on that Hellbringer, where if he can hit it right, that dot's going to hit both of the enemy heroes. Yet again, that's going to come down to positioning by MSI. I'm sure they're not stupid enough to clump together, but and every now and then, if you can hit that double dot, it's huge. But even if you just get it on one person, the amount of mana it costs compared to the base mana that Hellbringer has, it's really strong and really broken. Although one thing to note here, I do see a Life Void on Hellbringer as opposed to the slow. So obviously Life Void, a really strong skill, but I think at least one level into Unholy Shackles would have been potentially a better play, in the sense that you get the extra slow, maybe get a couple more auto attack hits off before
Well, he
get
kind of
knocked
had to
out.
go that. If you look at his inventory, what does he have a lot of? He has a lot of mana. He doesn't have a lot of health regen. He needs a way to get health back. So that kind of makes sense in getting one level of life void. Maybe he'll get Unholy Shackles at level 5, which would be recommended, I'd say. Oh, here we go. Oh, nice block there
Great
from
block
Rexy,
by
making sure that it doesn't take too much damage there.
What's nice though is Behemoth, he only had one clarity going into that lane, and Fissure is such a high mana costing spell at higher levels. It starts out, I think it's 110, 140, or 120, 140, 160, 180, somewhere around there. But for a strength hero, that base mana is just so low that he's not going to be able to fissure a whole lot. And the fact that they made him blow a single fissure right there, he's only got one more left, and these guys are just going to be able to spam their slows, spam their dots, and Behemoth can only save Plague one more time, or himself one more time. So it'll be interesting to see exactly how they try and save that. Here comes the double slow on Behemoth on bottom, and he has to fissure off Slither. Slither's going to back up, pop a clarity or so. Hellbringer autoing trading hits with Plague Rider. And Slither, Hellbringer lane is just going to crush this Plague Behemoth lane. Behemoth did have a flask, a health potion, but he's... Oh, I'm sorry, action on top. And great dodge, both Magmus and Vindicator dodging the Pestilence stun. Double stun by Magmus. Probably going to try and go on the Demented Shaman here. Demented Shaman, not enough mana to do anything. If you get a Sage... Oh, Sage's Lore is already down. They may just try and take out Pestilence here. And that curse went off at 253 health. I don't think that's... Oh, no, it didn't hit him. I apologize.
No, it did. He just... he flighted.
He flighted? Oh.
He flighted, yeah.
I thought the flight went off beforehand. My bad.
No, he just did it immediate.
Now Behemoth with a bottle now, so he will have some mana to stop this onslaught of range slow. Slither making an effort to beat Corrupted Disciple to that rune yet again. Great play by Slither coming up there and potentially ganking Corrupted Disciple in mid. We'll see. Is he going to go for it here? I don't quite know. Even just staying kind of out of the lane puts pressure on mid, allowing Defiler to farm, maybe winning her lane back. Since bot's, so ahead right now, not too big of a deal if Slither, sits there, either gets the gank off or at least forces Trixie back to where he's not going to be able to play Disciple. Because if you'll notice, Trixie is 7 and Defiler only level 5. So mid not going so well for T7H.
No.
This is actually the first game I've noted where they have lost mid. And, Disciple just at such great move speed and great base damage. You can't do anything. The slow and Disciple moving forward as the slow goes. Kiddo fans not being able to hit the slow, really unfortunate. But looks like Disciple has his phase boots now. This Disciple is farming so well. Let's take a look at the gold per minute on him. Yeah, he's sitting at 263. The next highest is Magmus on T7H at 216. But the overall gold and experience is pretty much tied. The experience is in slight favor of MSI.
Yeah, the gamble in mid definitely paid off though. I mean, he's farmed so well with just with his spells and his last hitting really because of that better attack animation mostly. Now he has the Ghost Marchers, which boosts his damage up to 83 to 96, which is obviously miles above green. So he's officially won mid. The only way green's going to get back into that lane is with ganks, and that didn't really go over very well just a second ago. So not going very well in mid for the Hellborn.
And especially now that Corrupted Disciple has those phase boots, grabbing a haste now. It's just so hard to gank him. That's why so many teams love solo mid him, because it's just how do you stop it? There really is nothing. I mean, there's a couple tricks I may have up my sleeve for when I compete next week, but other than that, we'll see what happens. I mean, it's so hard to kill him in mid, and he has such high base damage, such high base stats. I mean, he's an agility hero at level 7 with no extra strength. He's got 720 HP, which, I mean, it's not a whole lot, but it's definitely not bad. So, I don't know, his base HP, definitely not terrible, and his damage output and move speed is just absurd. So, right now, Defiler are going to have to being forced to use her waves in order to just try and equal the creep score of Corrupted Disciple, the creep kill amount, and we'll see exactly how that happens. But Vindicator coming in here, getting a curse. Corrupted Disciple, no mana, but he's just going to blow his haste and run away, so he's fine. Defiler, oh wow, Magmus getting chased up here. I'm sorry, I missed the action on top. Pesty, whoa, doesn't go for the stun. Now D-Sham doing a little work, but taking a lot of creep damage there. Maybe he needed to try and animation cancel backwards. Maybe negate a few of those hits that the creeps did, because he's taking a little bit of damage. And on bottom, we actually have a kill now. Plague probably uses